Beauty pageants, cheerleading, the American Heart Association. Our next guest does it all. She's an influencer that helps market real estate. Join us on the Uri Man Show. I'm Uri Man, the host of the Uri Man Show. Thanks for joining me. We're joined today by Chloe Burke, who is Miss North Texas, and she's also Advocate of the Year for the American Heart Association. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me and letting me tell my story.
Yeah, I'm glad that you could be here. So tell us the pivotal point in your life, how you got involved in helping people with health and wellness. What was it about your background that got you involved in that?
I've always had a place in my heart for helping other people. I used to teach elementary school. I coached competitive cheer for 10 years. There's always been a big part of me that's driven by people and relationships with people. So I've always had that drive. I didn't necessarily know what the end direction of that was going to be. Navigating my late teens, early 20s, transitioning, trying to figure out my purpose in life. My junior year of college, I was cheering at the University of Houston, and I collapsed on the field during their Armed Forces bowl game.
Wow.
And the entire game stopped, and there were thousands of people staring at me while I was on the field being wheeled off of a gurney from having a cardiac event.
Oh my God.
And that led to over a year of medical testing where they could not figure out what was wrong with me. But what we would come to find out is that I had a very rare congenital heart defect. I went my entire life undiagnosed without knowing.
Wow.
So my artery was inside of my heart instead of on top of my heart like it should be. And my artery was weakening over time from it consistently being restricted when my heart pumped blood and oxygen. So this led to a year of medical testing where I had over 12 different heart procedures trying to figure out what was wrong. And I finally found that rare heart defect, and doctors told me the only place that I could have open heart surgery was in Stanford. So I had to fly to Stanford Cardiology and have open heart surgery, or I would die before the time I was 25 years old.
Oh, wow. And how old are you today?
I'll be 25 in 2 weeks.
Okay. So you had surgery there?
Yes, I did. I had open heart surgery 3 years ago.
They saved you, yes.
Yes, it saved my life. And this was kind of a very pivotal point in my life. I still had that drive for wanting to help people, but this triggered what I consider to be my path in life of helping people with their health and their fitness. There was a specific point during my surgery, my operation, where I almost lost my life. And waking up and dealing with that psychological aspect of knowing you almost lost your life and really understanding the value that every day brings and the value of health and being able to recover from that and being able to run for the first time, being able to do excessive cardio and different HIIT classes and not just completely lose consciousness or lose any kind of energy that my body had temporarily. That is what really propelled me to want to help people with their health and their fitness. So that really started my own health and fitness journey through Barry's and HIIT classes and things like that.
Barry's Boot Camp, the fitness studio? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
As you know,
Yes.
one of my clients, so I kick your butt every week in class.
Yeah. How long have you been an instructor there for this is new to you?
Yeah, I started about 4 months ago.
Okay.
So, but I love it. I also do personal training at another gym in Houston called The Preserve. So I kind of took my own passion for health and fitness that I really appreciated and that drive for wanting to help other people, and I combined them into personal training and fitness instruction, and it is the perfect career for me. Every single day, I feel like I'm playing. I don't even really feel like I'm at work. I'm just being able to have that fulfillment through helping other people and seeing them push themselves in different classes or different training sessions is what really brings me ultimate satisfaction.
So, those Barry's instructors, they're often like considered celebrities. Everyone follows them. And you've always kind of naturally been a celebrity in a way. You were a cheerleader, and now you're Miss North Texas. So if you don't mind, I'm going to call you're an influential person. You're an influencer. And I know that you recently you were invited to come to Lago Mar, and you attended a concert, for example. So this is a normal thing that people are inviting you to attend events in order to create credibility for the events, right? Because you're there, other people want to be there, and people follow you. They look up to you because they've seen the experience that you've had. So how do you manage that responsibility? You're constantly being invited to different places, and people want to see you there because it helps to promote the event or whatnot. What kind of experiences have you had recently with kind of being an influencer?
I think it definitely comes down to those interpersonal skills. I may not necessarily have 100,000 followers, but I do have those strong interpersonal skills. And I do tend to get invited and plug certain events or certain businesses, because those businesses and those event managers know if I go to that event, I'm going to plug that into other places and different niches. So it kind of expands their audience more than what their normal traditional audience would be. So
Yeah.
I recently got invited by Lagomar to attend one of their concerts, and it was such an incredible event. There was such a dynamic group of people there. There were adults, there were people in their early 20s, there were families there, and everyone was just having a great time. So I was able to
Yeah.
attend that event, go to their VIP section, meet some amazing people, have the best time. And that event knew that by plugging me there, I would be able to expose that to different fitness clientele who might not necessarily traditionally know about Lagomar, might want to go to it. Also, people with the American Heart Association or people in pageants that are just looking for fun things to do, whether you are in that influencer space or not, watching what other people's doing and getting those ideas is
Sure.
something that I think people can unintentionally be inspired by. So that's something that I have tried to say yes to opportunity and doing. Every single opportunity that comes my way, I just try to say yes to it. And I expand my own life experience and my
Yeah.
new places that I go to.
You meet new people, you see new places, and nothing wrong with that. And
That's what it all boils down to. Yeah.
right, and then you're all about helping people, and so you people look up to you, and they're excited to see you at their events. What's it like? What's the process now? Now that you're Miss North Texas, how do you become Miss Texas? Because we want you to become Miss Texas. What needs to happen?
So every year you compete, you have to get a local title. Mine was Miss North Texas. You choose your local title either based on where you live or based on what directors you want to work with.
Mhm.
My specific directors I worked with, they recruited me last year. I formed a great, strong bond with them, competed for their local, won their local as Miss North Texas, even though I lived in Houston. So every
Oh, okay.
event I went to, they were like, "Oh, you live in Dallas?" I was like, "No, H-Town, hold it down, proud."
Wow.
But yeah, you choose which local you want to go to. That is how you get your way into competing for Miss Texas.
Mhm.
I competed for the second time this year at Miss Texas with over 60 different young women, and I got third runner up, which was an incredible experience. So I'll do the same thing again this year. I'll compete for a different local title and go to Miss Texas again. And then if I win Miss Texas, proceed with Miss America.
What happens at the actual competition? Do you have to? I mean, what do you have to? Do you have to talk about something? Do you have to wear different outfits? Tell what actually happens there.
It is a lot more intense than people know. You have a 10-minute interview that essentially revolves around everything you've done for the past year leading up to that 10-minute interview. You can't just come the week of the pageant and prep and expect to do amazing. It's really what you're investing into your community and what you're investing into yourself and what you're going to invest into the organization leading up to the competition. That's essentially everything they ask you. Well, the majority of it. You get a few hot topic questions too.
Okay.
And then you also have talent. You have a week long competition with 3 different preliminaries that leads to finals. And you compete talent, fitness, interview, evening gown, and social impact, which kind of got taken out, but you get an on-stage question that revolves around your social impact.
So talent. What typically is the talent that you focus on?
I am a singer.
Oh, you're a singer.
I am, yeah.
Oh, that's great. Do you want to sing something into the microphone for us?
Oh my
today?
God, no!
No,
What do you
singing. All right.
mean? Do you want to sing to the microphone?
All right. Well, our listeners they can find you on YouTube or something, and they can hear you sing, or where?
My Instagram.
Your Instagram. Okay,
Yeah.
they're singing of you're singing on Instagram. That's great. And I did notice that as an instructor, when certain songs come on, you are singing in the studio.
Always. Okay,
Yeah.
listen, we're there to have a good time. We're not just getting a good workout. It's a vibe. It's a party. I'm going to be singing my little tush off into the microphone. And you even caught it. You were like, come sing the national anthem because you're a good singer. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize I was singing into the microphone. I was
Yeah.
like, whoa, okay.
Right. So no, that was great. And as an influencer, people, if they want to have you attend an event or come to their restaurant, what do? They typically reach out to your Instagram directly and send you a DM. Is that how it works?
Yeah, I've had several people reach out to me through DMs. I'm actually doing a photo shoot for a wedding venue in Dallas next week. The woman
Okay.
just emailed me or DM'd me on Instagram, gave me the information. You kind of decide if the dates align, if it's something that intrigues you, aligns with your values that you would want to do. And then from there, you can give them additional contact information. I gave her my email, my phone number, reached out, spoke with her, got more details over the event. And then you come to kind of an agreement on times, prices, everything that kind of goes into it. So that way both parties feel comfortable with whatever the specific experience is. Each specific experience is different per different companies, businesses, whoever you're specifically dealing with in that specific instance. But it traditionally just starts with an Instagram DM. So
Right.
don't be afraid to reach out to people.
Okay.
Worst comes to worst, they don't respond or they say no. And then
Yeah.
you reach out and ask someone else. That's always
So-
my motto.
So in addition to promoting Lagoon Fest Texas as an influencer, you were there Are you specifically focused on any industry like real estate, or are you open to kind of all, or what have you done anything else in promoting real estate besides coming to the Lagomar?
Lagomar was my first with specific real estate and that specific category. I've done other kinds of promotions in terms of estheticians, health and wellness, different food companies, and things like that. This was my first in that real estate department. But
Right.
my whole motto is just not limiting myself. Traditionally, I would say no to certain things if it wasn't in my comfort zone because I was afraid of failing or looking like an idiot, which I think a lot of people can relate to. But this past year, I've really taken an approach to saying yes to every opportunity that comes my way. And even if I don't traditionally know about it to begin with, I learn and I expand and I grow myself. I grow my opportunities and I've met new people. I've met new businesses. I've had new experiences that I would
Great.
never regret or take back. And I
Chloe, thank you very much for being on the show. It's been our pleasure to have you here. Miss North Texas. We hope you become Miss Texas. If not, what's after Miss Texas? Miss Universe? I don't know what goes after
Miss
that.
America.
Miss America. Okay, there we go. So thanks for being on
You
the
can
show
be
today.
Mr. America.
I don't know about that, but appreciate you coming on today.
Thanks for having
Okay,
me.
great.